All right. How you doing, guys? Hopefully everybody's having a good start to your Monday. And thought I'd support the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today, wearing my Tampa Bay hoodie. Had them plus 3.5 and the under, so it was a good day. Hopefully you guys had them too. All right, so we're gonna get going here, 2:01, and people will trickle in, and then once they do, we can look at some of the questions in the chat. And let's take a look at the SBI right now. So, like I said yesterday, we had a bit of a reversal on the. Actually, this is NBA. Look at the over-unders. So the unders must have cashed in big time. Yeah, see, 80% of the unders came in yesterday. 4-1 to the unders after a couple of days of the overs, and the favorites finally had a day here. 3-2 to the favors. So you can see we're in a neutral market now on the 7-day average. So the 1-day average, we are bullish for favorites, and then we are bullish for the under. But that's just the 1-day average. But to me, once we see a little bit of yellow here and we're in a neutral market, that means fire away here on the Ryan report. How you doing, Ryan? How you doing, buddy? Hopefully your Super Bowl went well. Let's take a look at the NHL on the markets to see what the bookmakers need here today in the NHL. In fact, the favorites are still winning. Look at this. Favorites, another winning day in the NHL yesterday. 3-2, 5-1. The NHL, betting favorites NHL is turning into a nice profit. Looking at the over-unders, 3-2 to the overs yesterday. So, yeah, bear market for the puck line, but that's always like that, though. Betting puck lines, it could be profitable. You just got to pick your the right team on that night, and especially if there's a high volume night. The over is 60% on the 7-day average, so we're still no goaltending in hockey right now. A lot of games going over the total, especially if you're playing first periods or third period totals. I'm hearing that's pretty lucrative these days. And so 70% of the favorites on the 7-day average. So guys, the favorites in NHL are doing really well. All right, let's take a look at the NBA. We're going to hit the NBA first. A lot of games on deck here today. I like a lot of games. Looking at some of the games, we're going to kick it off here with Houston taking on the Charlotte Hornets. And looking at the forecast now, the line, some of the line move has, the line has moved here in Charlotte's favor. This line opened up, actually, it opened up at minus 3 for Houston. It's at 1.5 right now. So look at that. The money's coming in on the Charlotte Hornets, minus 1.5. And Houston was a team I was watching under the radar. Opened up at 1.5, then went up to 2.5, went up to 3 this morning, early in the morning. And then at around noontime, you saw a bit of a flip here. Actually, you look at this. It went to minus 1 at one point at 1:47, and then it flipped over back to Houston. So Houston getting some of the money here on the line. The over/under at 221, and it opened up at 220.5. So looking at this game, the Rockets 7-3 in their last 10 games, 6-4 against the number, 3-7 to the under. And Charlotte Hornets 5-5, playing 500 basketball right now, straight up and against the point spread. But a lot of games have gone over the total. 80% of their games have gone over. Looking at the value index here for Charlotte. Oh, I forgot a screen share, didn't I? Haha. Something just clued in there. Let me do a screen share. All right. Do you guys see the screen share? Just give it a second there. It'll kick in. There we go. I think it's going to kick in right there. All right. Let me see. This thing's in the way. Yep, there we go. All right. So back to this. Now the value index on the Houston Rockets minus 205. So we had this, it opened up at 3, right? And now it's back to 105. I think Houston's a nice play here tonight. The value of minus, if you're going to play Houston, take them on the money line. Why risk a say a 110, 109 win? And you just take them on the money line, spend the extra money and get it. Hit my bets with the Hornets and Vegas Knights yesterday. Nice. Good job, Isaiah. And hopefully you had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that Super Bowl too, right? Plus 0.64 is the line on the Hornets. And you're getting plus 1.5. The Charlotte Hornets at home this year, 6-7 straight up, 6-7 against the number, 6-7 to the under. And for Houston, 6-6, 7-5. Now, I wonder if John Wall is going to play tonight. I'm going to take a quick look at my the site that I normally go get my injuries and take a look at the starting lineup. That's one thing I like about fantasy sports sites. They have some good information. Now, John Wall, he's out. Okay, that's rest. So Wall, load management, the new word of the day in the NBA, will be rested for Monday against the Hornets. I guess they're playing the back-to-back New Orleans in their next game. So no John Wall tonight. I took Rockets early, but now Wood out. Oh, Wood. Wood, he got injured a couple of games ago. Let me see what's wrong with Wood here. Houston's not the same without. Yeah, so Wood, Eric Gordon's out too. Man, no wonder this line's flip-flopping. Ankle. Yeah, you remember that game? Was it a couple of games ago? He turned that ankle really bad. I think it was either Thunders or Grizzlies. Or was it Pelicans? I can't remember. But yeah, he really turned that ankle, and now Wood's going to be out. It's too bad. He's having a good year. But again, remember I talk about these teams that can't stay healthy. My pick was Bucks, but I didn't have a lot of bet on. We actually had a free play on the coin flip. No blue Gatorade. You didn't take the blue Gatorade there, Isaiah. That's funny. All right. Yeah. So looking at the Rock now, Charlotte's looking good now, right? You got LaMelo Ball, Rozier, Hayward, PJ Washington, Cody Zeller. And then you got DeMarcus Cousins, PJ Tucker, Tate, Nwaba, and Oladipo. So, without Gordon, Wall, and Wood, it's not the same type of I think Charlotte now is probably going to get my attention. Looking at the percentage play, 56% chance of covering, 61 for the but this is basically a pick 'em line, right? So I'm gonna have a lean on the Charlotte Hornets right now just because of the Wall factor, right? Charlotte, though, they don't have a good track record against Houston. 2-8 in their last 10, 3-5-2 against the number, 5-5. And who do they got on deck? They got Memphis on deck, and then Houston's got New Orleans on deck. Back-to-back game for Charlotte. So Charlotte coming off a win yesterday against the Wizards, right? 119-97, and Houston lost a couple of nights ago to the Spurs, 111. But I think Houston is not the play here, guys. I think Charlotte is where you want to lean. And from a totals perspective, I did the ATS calculator before I came on here, and calculator has Houston winning, but that's based on the healthy roster. 2.81, but 221.75. What's the Kogo at here in this game? Kogo is set at 53%. So pretty much even. There's certain wiggle room that I'll give the Kogo, right? 47 to 53% is where you can talk me out of a total. It's when I start getting in the 60s and 70s, then it becomes a high risk play, right? And so we've got 9 people watching, and I'll just break this game down. Then I'm going to give a quick fundamentals on the rain report, so this way people knows exactly what we're all about here. Let me see here on the point spread. teams coming off a game where they scored 106 points in the last game this year, 7-3 to the under. Under, I have 221 on the calculator, 222 on the forecast. So, hey, you know my rule of thumb, right? If you like the underdog, take the under. It worked last night in the Super Bowl. Hey, Buccaneers under, and that's my rule of thumb. And it's in my book. If you guys read the book, I have my rule of thumb is this: if you like to play both sides on a game, like the total and the side, if you like the over, take the favorite, and if you like the underdog, take the under. It worked out pretty well. All right, let's take a look at the Raymond report system real quickly. So this way, if there's any new people in the audience, we'll give a quick rundown. So basically what I look for in handicapping, I look for value, percentage play, and I handicap cycles. From a values perspective, you don't want to overpay for something. You don't want to underpay either, right? You want fair market value. And if you look at the Raymond report, I'll always talk about value. The percentage play, I have a, the percentage play of what I think. And basically the percentage play is based on the law of average, or teams eventually come back to the law of average. But, using the 10-80-10 rule, you got your 10% that are elite, then that 80% range of teams that your average Joes, those guys that really affects the 80% rule. And then the percentage play, and then the 10%, the teams that just, they can't win a break, right? Charlotte's been on fire and Wall is out. Yeah, that's what we saw that. Then Christian Wood is out too. So so I do like Charlotte. The Vegas index cycle. So if every time you hear me talk about A, B, and C type team, A type teams are teams that are 60% or higher in the standings. B type teams are 50 to 59.9. And C type teams are 49.9 or lower in the standings. And we talk about cycles in the NBA. So teams that are 7-0, 6-1, or 5-2, I call that bull cycles. So they're very, because they're on a winning streak, there won't be a lot of value attached to it. So they're basically a medium to high risk play. 3 in the 4-game win streak. So 3-4, 4-3 in the last 7. To me, that's a neutral type team. So those are teams where you're pretty much even with the bookmaker. And then the bearish team, where's all your value, 0-7, 1-6, and 2-5 in their last 7. And then I talk about situational handicapping. Things like streaks, division opponents, letdown factor, look ahead factor, line movement, all that good stuff, and gut feeling, right? So just want to get that disclaimer out there, guys. And let's go to game number 2 between the Washington Wizards and the Chicago Bulls. Now, look at this. The line's at 4 now. This line opened up this morning. I think it was at 2. It opened up at 2. And let me see here where we're at. So the line opened up at -2.5 for Chicago. It went down to 3, down to 2, and now it's up to 4. Must be something going on with Washington. Let me take a quick peek here. Westbrook's out. Okay, that might have something to do with it. Another rest, load management. They must all go to the school of Kawhi Leonard. Okay. Smith, Beal, Avdija. Probably butchered his name there. So Denny Avdija, Achimera, Len, and then you got Kobe White, Levine, Valentine. Valentine had a really good game in that Orlando series. Patrick Williams and Gafford. Markkanen. This Markkanen is killing me. This guy here is the porcelain guy. He's like Porzingis. Speaking of porcelain, there's Porzingis and Markkanen. They can't stay healthy. Was it Sabonis in Indiana too? There's just guys that you always see that they're always out, right? All right, let me see. Sorry, I meant Wall is out. Charlotte. I took Rockets, also Cavs, OKC, Grizzly first quarter. I missed the Grizz, the Raptors breakdown. Yeah, I haven't done the Grizz. We're doing that right after this one. I've only done the breakdown of Houston, but if you missed it, you can always check the replay after, right? What's your 100% most sure bet for tonight? You know what? Still pondering it. And when you live in a COVID era, the last thing you want to do is commit early, right? Like, put it this way. I liked Houston, but then you find out that Wall's out. Then you find out Wood's out. And then who else is out for Houston? There's another one that's Eric Gordon. So when you got, a core of your team is out, the last thing you want to do is wait. I mean, put in a play early. In a COVID situation, the best thing to do is probably just wait till about an hour or two, unless you're really sure that the lineup's not going to. But who knows in this COVID? Like, look at Kevin Durant last Friday against the Raptors. He's taking warm-up and then he's being pulled, right? It affected the whole team. Like, your main guy gets pulled out of the shoot around, and now everybody's wondering what's going on, and it affected, and then the Raptors won. So that's why I don't put in my plays yet. Home teams party for the Super Bowl, party for I'm on the road dogs. That's funny. All right, Washington taking on the Bulls. Now the line's at 4, right? No Westbrook tonight. 106-101, so we have them winning by 5. Over under at 208. Washington 3-7 straight up. 3-7. But you know what? Getting Westbrook, I thought this team would have been way more competitive than they are. 5-15, hitting 25% on the year. I really thought this Washington team with Bradley Beal, it would have had a better, better year. But no, unfortunately, it's same old with the Wizards, right? Especially on a good team's load management. I don't understand it. Plant-based. I don't understand why the Bulls are favored over the Wizards. No, well, I do. 9-13, 13-9 against the point spread. Washington is, they don't play any defense. Go look at their defense. Washington Wizards giving up 121 points against. Chicago is no better, 116. But, Bradley Beal, he's very sporadic. He'll go 3-4 games just shooting the moon, and then he's invisible for 2-3 games, right? But he's being double teamed. When you're good as Bradley Beal, you're being double teamed all the time. It takes him out of his. The good players hate being double teamed. they go in like a suck mode or something, right? They just stay away from this game. Love yourself. Stay away from this game. Yeah, no kidding, eh, Nadell? But you know what? I've liked Chicago since the beginning. It's a love-hate relationship with these guys right now. The first game in Orlando, they pooped the bed, and then the second game they blew out the doors against the Magic. They what was the final? 120, 119, 123, and then 118-92. See, they held the Magic to 92 points. But a good coach like Donovan, give him a game like that, he made his adjustments. Great coaches know how to make good adjustments, right? Stevens in Boston, same thing. Great young coaches. That's what you look for. Coaching, sometimes you got to look for the coaching matchups, right? Look at this. Chicago at home against C-type teams, so teams below 500, 3-2, but 4-1 against the number. So that tells me they're normally in an underdog role, because if they're 3-2 and 4-1 against the number, that means they either pick them or underdog role. And Washington on the road. Washington has only covered the line 2 out of 7 times of 9 games. So out of 9 games, they've only covered twice, but 7-2 to the over. Maybe the over is worth a look here. The computer ATS calculator had Chicago winning by 5.63, and the over under at 226.8. So guys, maybe the over tonight might be worth a look. Let's take a look at the percentage plays here. The Cows at 53% favoring Chicago, compared to 12% for the Wizards. 66% chance of covering for the Wizards. So percentage play does favor Washington, but that's because they're losing all the time, right? They don't have a good track record with the point spread. Look at their point spread record, 7-13 on the year, where Chicago 13-9. You know what? Chicago had a pretty good run covering the spread too. They fell flat a few times there of late. They're having trouble closing games. And I think conditioning is a factor. Any player, I coach football, and anytime you have athletes that are always injured, I always base it on poor fundamentals, because they're putting themselves in bad situations to get injured, or their athleticism, from balance doesn't allow them to really recover quickly off a, say you're off balance, right? You need a quick, we call it a quick twitch. You need a quick twitch. That COC problem yeah, exactly. You're right, BB. Exactly. That's Westbrook, having Westbrook in and out of the lineup. And that's the one thing with analytics. Analytics doesn't look for, Westbrook or Kawhi or Zach LaVine. It analyzes what the bookmaker's line is. And that's what, we're adjusting to. And this is why this line's at 4 now, and then you look at the Houston line, that line opened up at what? -3, and it's down to 1.5. So every time you see a line like that, you got to go, inquire what's going on. Why did the line move? Who's out? Who adjusted? Who's so important that this line is going to be out, right? And that's what you got to do. Isaiah says they play better without Westbrook. You know what? They could be. It's just that senior leadership. Like you look at a Phoenix Suns game, Chris Paul is constantly coaching guys up, right? And Westbrook should be the same thing. Westbrook is trash. RN. Okay, rip Joel. Rest in peace, Joel. Is that I guess you're not a Westbrook fan. All right. Back to this one. I like Chicago. I do like the Bulls here. This line is the indicators pointing up. In the last 10 meetings, 8-2 and 8-2 against the spread against the Wizards. Zach LaVine, if he could, let's take a look at his stats here the last couple of games. So Zach LaVine against Orlando had 39 points in the last game, 26 the night before. So he really the best game he had so far this year was 45 points. Where was it there? Let me see. 45 points against the Clippers. Man, too bad you can't face the Clippers every night. But 45 points, and then he had 39 points last game. That was, I think it was only twice. He's hit 39 against Dallas. So, he's coming off one of his best games. And when he comes off his best game, so when he had 45 points against the Clippers, he had 35 points in the next game. But look at this. When he played Dallas on January 3rd, he had 39 points. The next game, he had 18. So the consistency, you got to be consistent, right? You just can't show up when you feel like it. You got to play. You got to be the great players. They're good every night. You can't just mail it in every other night. Kobe White. I'm a little disappointed in Kobe White these days. Let's take a look at his output here. 13 points last game, 16. There was he's consistent though. I'll give him that. 20 points against Portland, 13, 13, 16, 13. So he's very consistent. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I misspoke there. He's very consistent, and he just had a couple of hiccup games. But, I always say Batman needs Robin, right? And right now in Chicago, Batman and Robin aren't playing to their full potential. Any questions on this game, guys? I'm just going to take a look at any of their stats that point out. Sometimes I like to look at the trends at the bottom to see if there's anything that points out. Low volume here, but this is what Washington when the total's 215.5, perfect 4-0 to the over. Still, I wish we had 10 games of volume here. Looking at let's see here, 14-6 to the over. So a lot of numbers pointing. Here's the thing though, this column here is for the team stats system, and here's the league system. I put more credence into the league system because there's more reps. Like, look at this. Home teams this year in the NBA, when the total's 215.5, 33-11 to the over. So a lot of firepower on the floor. What's the Kogo at here? I said Kogo is at 44%. So that's good. That means a couple of games have gone under. Let's take a look at the Bulls here. They haven't been home in a while, right? So let me see. They played the last two against the Magic, then the Knicks, 107, 103, 110, 1. So those were pretty low-scoring games right there. At home this year, 5-5, 7-2, 14-6. Look at Washington, 14-6 to the over. So Chicago over, guys. Favorite in the over is where I'm leaning. What do you guys? Nope. You like the Bulls there, BB? Isaiah, the only Wizard I bet on. I won't argue, but I'm not moving off my stance from the Wizards. Are the worst team in the NBA. I'll take anyone but the Pistons and T-Wolves. Yeah, never expect bad teams to do good things, right? We all get those weak moments where we think, okay, here they are. This is the game. This is the game they're gonna really, they're gonna win for us. It never happens, right? All right, let's take a look at the next game here. Okay, here we go. Here's a Toronto Memphis. Somebody was asking about here. So let's take a look at this one. The Raptors taking on the Grizzlies. Now take a look at the standings. The roster. So Toronto, McCaw, he's been out. Anunoby's out tonight. That's too bad. Still dealing with a calf muscle, I guess. Yeah, he's got a bad calf. Lowry, Van Fleet, Powell, Siakam, Baines. Now Toronto's been playing better basketball. 5-5 in the last 10. 5-5 against the spread. They're playing with a bit more emotion. Lowry's still whining a little bit too much for my liking, but I'm not going to get on that tangent today. John Morant. Now, let's see his Morant stats there of late. Now, he's been back since his ankle injury. They've been off for 10 days, right? When the COVID on January 13th. So, Morant, you know what? A little disappointed, to be honest. 17 points, 17, 19, 13. He hasn't hit the 20s yet. A little disappointed. I thought he'd really That's interesting. I thought he'd have at least an average of over 20. So John Morant's not really living up right now, but he's still a dynamic player, still young. Memphis, first quarter. Kalo will drop 30 points today. I don't know about that. So Memphis 7-3 straight up in the last 10 and against the point spread. 6-4 to the over. The Raptors. So here's one thing you got to be careful now. The Raptors last 10 games I've gone over the total 7-3, 6-4 for the Grizzlies. So when you put that combined, this is what the bookmaker sees, right? He sees 13 and 7. So that's a lot of the public sees that. So he's got to put a number to get action on both sides here. Looking at the chance of winning, 71% for the Raptors, 47% chance of covering, but 72% for the Grizzlies. As much I would love to take the Raptors here, there's something just tells me that the Grizzlies might be the play here. But look at this: the Grizzlies 2-8 straight up, 1-8-1 in the last 10 against the Raptors, 3-7 to the under. So that's something that you got to be careful about right there. Last time these two teams met was it September 9th or August 9th? It was in the bubble. 108 to 99 Grizzlies win, right? But that's been a while ago. Interesting. What does the calculator say? 1.38 for Toronto, 223.7. So, you know what? Maybe the over is where you want to lean here today. What's the over? 32%. So the percentage play. But look at this. The Grizzlies on a 3 ATS losing streak. So percentage play. That's why it's at a high 72. I would love to take the Grizzlies. Let me see the Grizzlies lineup here tonight. So, a lot of guys out. Jackson's out. McDermott, Melton, Porter, Tilly, Winslow. Winslow's been out for a while, I think. Let me see Winslow. Yeah, I don't think he's been in all year. All right, Morant, Brooks, Anderson, Ding, Tillman. Then, boy, Memphis just not playing the really inspiring basketball right now. Look at their as a home. What are they? Home underdog tonight? As a home underdog this season, 2-2 on the year, averaging 102 to 104 points against. And on the season, let's go take a look on the season at home. Oh, crap. The stats didn't generate. I'll have to regenerate them. All right. You know what? Probably going to lean with the over here, guys. I'm probably looking over in this game between the Raptors and Memphis. From Portugal. Hey, Portugal. Right on. Rui Pedro. Hey, my brother-in-law is Portuguese. I've got a lot of family that are Portugal, so maybe we'll meet up in Lisbon one day. Hey, he's a big Benfica fan there, Rui. Hello, Pedro from Portugal. Congratulations. Wonderful show and system. Do you think the Raptors go under? I like the over tonight, Rui. Perhaps we are no more in the bull run. We are preparing for downsize. The bull run, yeah. Melton and Clark will be a difference. Melton and Clark will be difference. Out 100% right. All right, what do you guys like in this one? Hey, Rui, is Portugal gonna win the Euro this year or what? Every time I mention the Euro to my brother-in-law when they lost to Greece, I open up a can of he's pretty upset when I mention those games. Are you? Do you remember that game? All right, let's go back to the next one here. I live near Lisbon. I'm in Benfica too. Right on. Well, my brother-in-law will get along good with you because he loves Benfica and he loves Ronaldo. All right, let's take a look at this one here, guys. Minnesota, Dallas. Grizzlies are a good underdog to drop money on. Yeah, you know what? Hey, I'm not gonna argue that. They've been good to me when I bet them. It's just lately they haven't been that good. Grizzlies are a good underdog to drop money. All right, let's take a look at the lineup here between Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks. What a game! Golden State and Dallas the other night. It was funny seeing Mark Cuban sitting all alone in the end zone, and but hey, it is what it is, right? Looking at tonight's game, Golden State: Curry, Wiggins, Oubre, Toscano, Anderson, Green. Pascal's out. Looney, Smith, Wiseman. Then you got Murray, White, DeRozan, Johnson, Podol. And then LaMarcus Aldridge is out, and Lonnie Walker. All right, you know what? Looking at, oh, sorry, the wrong one here. I'm looking at the wrong. Luka Doncic, Richardson, Finney-Smith, Kleber, Porzingis. Oh, Porzingis is going to play tonight. Okay, so D'Angelo Russell. I know he didn't play. Was it yesterday he was out? I know he had quadricep, right? So did he sit? Was it yesterday or a couple days ago? The 16th. Let me see here. February 6th. Yeah, a couple nights ago. I don't think he played. He was sat out. So it looks like Russell's still. D'Angelo Russell still a game time decision. Beasley, Vanderbilt, Edwards, and Reed. So don't mention the game with Greece. Yeah. Okay, I won't do that again, Rui. This Dallas game is a slaughter. Just Dallas wins and move on. You're reading Spurs Warriors. Yeah, I know. I caught that. Yeah, this, you know what? Anytime you deal with Minnesota, it'll be a courtesy rundown here. Looking at the Timberwolves, Dallas minus 9.5. We have 117 to 108, and the over/under at 226, and 61.9% chance of winning, 21.9, 63% chance of covering for Dallas, 44% on the Kogo. Let's take a look at the line moves to see if there's anything to we should be paying attention to. So open up at 222.5, and it's at 225. So you know what? The indicator is pointing a bit to the over there in the line movement. And let me see here. Open 9.5. You know, it just, who knows, right? But here's the thing: Dallas against a team that's below 500 in the standings, 0-3 against the point spread and against the number right there. So got to be careful on that. I'm just going to do a quick reset here, guys. On the, I'm seeing some of the stats are not getting. Want to make sure we get this here. So just bear with me just a couple of minutes here, so I can go and regenerate these NBA stats here. NBA. Because I'm seeing some of the home stats here not coming up. I want to do a quick reset. Coffee break. So if you guys want to take a little bit of coffee break there, until we just reset these stats. Luka will hit 10 step back threes. Yeah, it's amazing how he can just hit those. This is a pass game. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that game. All right, let me do the NBA here for a second, guys. Just give me about 30 seconds of your time, and I'll just regenerate these stats so that they come up. NBA. Smart stat. Oh, we got super stats. All right, here we go. NBA forecast. Quick stats. Just another 30 seconds there, guys, and I'll be with you just one sec. All right. Let's see if this is going to work here. Sometimes we lose our stats here. Don't want that to happen. Early NBA champion prediction. You know, early NBA champion. How do you not go against the Lakers, right? To me, the Lakers haven't missed a beat. I just don't know who's going to represent the East. In the East, Milwaukee's playing good right now. Boston, if they can get everybody healthy, they're just a gritty team. The Nets, to me, the Nets is this: they got one too many superstars on that team, and it's just, like I said, once you get two guys, you got Batman and Robin, the third wheel. But it's Milwaukee's year. If Milwaukee could, get through the Nets and Philadelphia too, but Philly's, again, Embiid's back. I don't know if he can last the whole playoff. I think it's Milwaukee Lakers this year, and maybe an outside chance of the Clippers outside. I don't see any other team. Those three right there. All right, let me see if this is going to work here. Let's go NBA premium. Let's go to Dallas. Ah, crap. What's going on here? All right, we'll just get on to the next one here. All right, let's go to the next one. So this game here, I'm not really going to touch. Golden State, San Antonio. All right, let's take a look at this one. I don't understand why it's doing this. Let's do run all crons. Maybe if we run all the crons. But anyways. All right, so San Antonio, Golden State. This is going to be a good game. This is going to be, look at the line. -1 for San Antonio. The over-under is at 217.5. Let me take a look at the over-under right now, because sometimes this line, it moves on us, right? So open up at 270. I didn't open up at 234. I don't know why we get those errors. 116 to 111 favoring Golden State. The over-under at 227.6. Looking at the Spurs in the last 10, 6-4 straight up, 5-5 against the number, 7-3 to the over. Now look at this combined overs. It's 14-6 to the over. So the Kogo is at 48%. But here, the last 2 games for the Warriors have gone over. The last 2 for the Spurs have gone under. Now here's another stat that worries me. San Antonio against another team that's 50%, 50 to 59.9% in the standings. 0-4 at home, straight up and against the number. Golden State, though, not enough volume to really talk about. You know what? If you like value, Golden State here, to me, it looks like the play. Looking at the, let me see, the last time these two teams met was January 20th, 121-99 win for the Warriors. That was at Golden State. I think the Warriors here might be worth a look here, guys. We have the Warriors winning 3.15 on the calculator. So maybe that's something you guys wanted to see here. The way Steph was shooting. Yeah, Steph has just been outstanding. Last couple of games. What did he have? 54 points last game. So I think the Warriors is where you want to look here tonight, guys. Yeah, I think the Warriors is where I'm leaning. What about you guys? You guys liking the Warriors here? San Antonio, here's the thing with San Antonio. 111-106 game win against the Rockets. The Rockets, I don't know how healthy they were that game. Barely beat the Timberwolves 111-108, and then they lost to the Grizzlies. They then lost to the Grizzlies twice, 129-112, and then 133. And Golden State playing very competitive basketball. Even when they're losing, they're not losing by a lot. Losing by 2 to Dallas. They beat them 147. That's probably their top offensive output in the last couple of years. 111-107 against the Celtics. Hey, Boston, Boston, they're going to show up every night, right? 118-91. So Golden State playing their some of their best basketball right now. 6-4 against the spread last 10. I like the Warriors here, guys. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Cleveland and Phoenix. Now here's the thing. Phoenix coming off a big win yesterday against Boston. All right, the stats are coming. I don't get this site. Hey, I don't know. I just work here. The stats just show up when they feel like it, right? All right, so looking at Phoenix tonight, 7.5-point home court favorite. The over-under at 215. ATS forecast, 110 to 103. And on the calculator, it has Phoenix winning by 4.24. So a little bit of a number discrepancy right there. Here's the thing. Phoenix coming off that big emotional win yesterday. Celtics played a lot of basketball. You can tell they had the spaghetti legs. They didn't have that normal fight that they normally have. And I think a lot of teams yesterday, guys, knowing that it was Super Bowl, just wanted to get the games over with and go watch, the Super Bowl with their families and friends. And that's one thing I don't like about Super Sunday. It's as if you think there's a conspiracy in just to mail it in so they can get home and watch the Super Bowl, right? That's the feeling I get with the Boston yesterday. Phoenix, looking at the 100 to 91. Look at the last couple of games for the Phoenix Suns. They're 6-2 straight up at home as a home favorite. Before that, they beat the Pistons 109-92. They lost to the Pelicans at New Orleans 123 to 101. They barely won against the Mavericks 109-108, and then they beat the Mavs again 111-105. You beat Dallas twice. That's pretty good. For Cleveland, they're just happy they're not playing Milwaukee right now. 124-99, 123-105. So it's just one of those games where you're not gonna beat that team. Clippers 121-99, and now they're first road game. So they've been at home 4 straight home games. This is their first road game in a while, right? unless I'm reading that wrong. Yeah, I thought this is yeah. So looking at this game right here tonight, guys, 3-7 straight up. The Cavaliers, 2-8 against the numbers, 6-4 to the over under. The value index here, I got Cleveland at +7. So we're getting the exact market value here on the Cavaliers. Phoenix -7.5. Our number was -2.94. So they're overvalued here. And coming off a big win, I think this is maybe a letdown spot. But not enough volume. Again, I need more volume before I can really put any stock into the strength of schedule. Looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers, wow, look at this. 6 ATS losses. Cleveland has lost 6 in a row against the spread. That, my rules with spreads, right? Streaks. I don't think I'm going to touch this game. If I like this game here tonight, it's probably the total. What's the total at? The total on this game is Cleveland 215, right? So let me see here, 215. Kogo's at 56, so it does like it to go over. Last 2 games for the Suns have gone under. Home record 6-4 against the spread, and straight up 4-6 to the under. Where look at this, Cleveland. Cleveland's road games this year, 80% of them have gone under. So guys, Kogo's at what, 56? What's the calculator? Yeah. I just wish Cleveland wasn't on a 6-game ATS losing streak. They would probably, have more of my. And the thing is, Phoenix coming off that. Look at this right here. Milwaukee's next game. Phoenix's next game against Milwaukee. So they're caught between a Celtics Bucks sandwich. Yeah, Cleveland could be the play here tonight, guys. That's a big sandwich right there. Milwaukee and Boston. That's a big sandwich to play right there. Paul questionable. Is he questionable? Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Let me see here. Phoenix. I'm not seeing anything here. I'm seeing he's playing. There was no GTD beside his name. For Kevin Love's still out for Cleveland. Nance was really you know what? Larry Nance before he got injured. Let me see here. Yeah, there was a couple of games he had double digit. He had 14 points, 15 points, 15, 13, 17, 18. And then there's something that must have been nagging him. Against Boston, he had 2 points, Minnesota, New York, and then 4 points last game. Obviously, something was wrong with Nance. He was really having a really good run right there. It's too bad he won't be in the lineup tonight. But 80% of the games of Cleveland when they traveled to Phoenix have gone under. And I think Phoenix is in a bad spot. A small lean to the Cavaliers. The reason I won't play them is I don't mess with streaks. 6 ATS losses. But I think Cleveland is the play here. How you doing, Adam? All right. Any other questions here on this game, guys? I wonder, Jordan at McKinnon. Yeah, Jordan. There was Jordan. Jordan in here today. There's Jordan. He likes the Warriors. What do you like in this one, Jordan? All right, let's go to the next game, guys. Milwaukee, Denver. You know what? This could be the game of the night. Let me see all the games. Of all the games playing tonight, Milwaukee, Denver, Toronto, Memphis. That could be a good game too. Golden State, San Antonio should be a good one. But this is the game of the night. You got the Bucks taking on the Nuggets. Now, Milwaukee going to this one as a 4-point favorite. The over-under at 215.5. The forecast sees a really tight game here. 114 to 111. Over-under at 226. My ATS calculator does have the Bucks, though, winning by 7.29 when I crunch those numbers, and 228.96 to the over. So the computer likes the over. The forecast on the ATS calculator likes the over. However, the Kogo is at 32%. But look at the over. So the thing that will remember I talk about exceptions to the rules on situational handicapping. Anytime you get like Utah Jazz. I had Utah yesterday as one of my top plays in the premium picks. And look at this, 17-6 to the over. Anytime you get these types, it's like OKC last year, right? There's just no, you can't really go against these guys. Anything they do is just, it's just the way it is. When teams go on a run against the spread or a total, you write it out. For some reason, you just write out. And look at Denver. Probably the two teams with the best over records in the league, right? What's the total tonight? 215. Wow. I thought this total would be like in the high 20s, low 30s, 230s, 220, 29. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me take a look at the value. So I always like to look at value, right? So 6-4. Look at this. Both teams are 6-4 straight up, and against the spread in their last 10. But okay, here's what the bookmaker sees. Now let's all take off our Yankees hat here or our ball cast and put our bookmaker hat on. And look what he sees. He sees 9 overs, 7 overs. That's 16-4. 16-4 to the over between these two teams, right? So what do you think the bookmaker is going to do? But this 215, it does. This smells like a trap to me. I don't know what you guys. You're welcome, Larry. Thank you for the compliment there. Appreciate that. What do you guys think? Is this 215? Does this smell like Trapville to you guys or what? And this is what this is for, guys. Anytime we do these podcasts, these live streams, it's for exact situations like this. Like when I see a line like this, especially in baseball, baseball is going to be a lot of fun this year. And looking forward to baseball. But this 215, is it just me or does this smell like a trap? Like, you got 17-4 to the over. The line's 215. Let's take a look at the lines on the previous games. The one thing I like to do in handicapping is go look at the line of the last 5 games of each team to see what range they've been in. So 226. Look at this. The Cavaliers. One game was 226. The next game was 215. 216, 235, 215. So okay, that's their area, right? That's their ballpark. Now Denver, 226, 217, 221, 215, 215, 222. So just rounding off those numbers, the average medium to me is about 220, right? Where is he getting 215 from? My calculator has it at 228. My 231, 226 is the forecast. Man, something tells me that this is just a Trapville. Bucks can drop 104. Yeah, it all depends. Middleton's the guy in Milwaukee. When Middleton is on, then Giannis. Let me take a look at Middleton. Chris Middleton's numbers this year. He's very consistent. The one thing with Middleton, 20 points last game, 15, 12, 17, 18, 16, 24, 19, 20. It's only one game this year with 31 points, 30 or more points. Actually, let me see here. He had 2 games this year with only 30 points or more. Let me see Giannis. Antetokounmpo, where are you? There you are. All right, let's check out Giannis's production the last couple of games. 27, 25, 34, 31, 22, 22, 35, 25, 43, 29, 26. So the last couple of games, 25, 27, pretty consistent, I guess. But to me, Middleton's that guy when you hear me say this on the podcast, and this is going to come down to the last 4 minutes. And the shooter with the hottest hand in the last 4 minutes, and Joker. The Joker, let me check his stats. Now, Jamal Murray's a game-time decision tonight, knee, so we got to be careful with that. Let's keep an eye on that. Nikola Jokic. All right, let's take a look at Joker's numbers. Wow, 50 points last game against Sacramento. Yeah, that's right. I remember watching that. Buddy Bucket, and they still lost. Buddy Buckets. Yeah, we how can we not do a show and not mention the word Buddy Buckets? Eh? It wouldn't be the Raymond Report if we don't mention our good friend Buddy Buckets. Hey? Holiday's so underrated. Yeah, you know what? That you can make an argument for that. Let me see Holiday. Okay, well, you know what? We'll get let me see Drew Holiday. 20 points last game, 17, 11, 22, 21, 22, 7. That was a bad game. 34 minutes. His minutes have declined the last couple of games. So I'm looking at Drew Holiday's minutes the last couple of games. Look at this. 25 minutes, 29, 27. And then prior to that was 30, 40, 38. He was in the 30s. So the last 3 games, Holiday's only playing 30. Is there something wrong with him? Is he injured or something? Because why are they taking his minutes away, right? Unless they're taking his minutes away because of lack of production. But 20 points. No, he's consistent. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing in Milwaukee. They're taking his numbers away. Good point. Who mentioned that? Rip. Yeah, good point, Rip. Roland, how you doing, buddy? 233, not 215. Okay, that's why. Thanks, Roland. And this is when you're a one-man operation and our feed service, sometimes we'll do that. Where we get our feed. But normally, you know what I do? Yeah. Normally I keep a window open here for Let me put my line feed so this way I don't. Thanks for the catch there, Roland. I like to be as consistent as possible when we're doing that, and I knew that it smelled like a trap, like 215. Man, I was just ready. I couldn't bet the over quick enough. It was 215, right? Okay, let me go to my the latest lines here. So let me see, Denver and Milwaukee, 233. Yeah, you're right, 233, 232. So the calculator had what, 228, and then the forecast 226. So you know what, the under here, guys, with all this firepower, everybody's going to be talking about the over, right? The under is at 32% chance of covering. Take a look at this here. 1 in 3. Denver's not good against A-type teams at home. Anytime they face a team that's 60% or higher in the standings, 1 in 3 straight up. So from if I had to play the side here tonight, guys, I'm leaning with Milwaukee. I just think the way they've been playing lately, 4 straight up wins, 4 against the spread. Denver doesn't do well at home against A-type teams. The only concern I have, look at this. Milwaukee last 10 head-to-head meetings against in Denver, 1 in 9 straight up, 4 and 6 against the number, and Denver 7 and 3 straight up, 6 and 4. But I bet you those were in the bubble. A lot of those games in the bubble. No, actually, no, 2020. Okay. So yeah, under and the Bucks. That's probably where I'm leaning here in this one. I agree. I like Milwaukee in this one. Good Monday, Kelvin. How you doing, buddy? Again, guys, Chad, how you doing? Milwaukee under, covering on the under. I like the under. You know what? I think there's going to be so much attention on the over tonight. And this number here, 16-4 to the over in the last 20 games. The percentage play. And, you know, I say this all the time, right? Sometimes you're going to make a play that makes you feel very uncomfortable, but it just goes against the perception out there. And, you know, perception versus reality, right? The perception is you got great shooters on these teams, a lot of offense, but the reality is no one can keep this streak going forever. But the thing is, both these teams have just shot the lights out to the over this year, 17-6. But I think, you know, I don't even touch the total. I think if you're going to go, either pick a side, and to me, it's Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's the play here, guys. All right, let's take a look at the next game. The last game on deck here is Oklahoma against the Lakers. NBA is always dragging out, eh? My poor hockey guys. I feel like I'm doing a speed round during the NHL here when I do the hockey handicapping. All right, let's take a look at this. Lakers Thunder. We got the Lakers -10. The over-under at 218. 113, 102. 215 is the total. Just going to make sure I got the right line here. So 218 is, I'm seeing 218 now, and the over-under -10. So we're right there. 7-3 the Lakers last 10. 6-4 against the number. OKC 4-6, 5-4-1. Balance here on the over-under. Now we had the Lakers at -8.16. So anytime you see the value index here, this is what the line would be if I were to buy them on the stock market, right? To me, this is, you know, that's where I get my my concept of. If I were to buy the Lakers on the stock market against any team, they'd be -8.1. So they're overvalued tonight in OKC. Let me take a look at the lineup for the Thunder. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's in, Diallo, Dort's in tonight, Baisley, Al Horford, Ariza, Hill. Okay, so you know what? It looks like LeBron James, game time decision, ankle. Let me see. What about Anthony Davis? Caruso. So Anthony Davis is out. So no AD tonight, Achilles. So, you know, no AD, right? So it's a different, anytime Batman misses Robin, right? Or there's no Robin tonight, the dynamic duo. You saw it yesterday with the Clippers, right? Clippers in San Antonio. You don't have Paul George. I don't think Paul George played in that game. But the Clippers weren't the same yesterday. But back to this one, 61% chance of this game going over the total. The chance of winning, however, 79% for the Lakers. Lakers are 6-4 at home. Bit of a Jekyll and Hyde here, even though they're 60% at home, 12-2 on the road, 5-5 against the number. Oklahoma, it's too bad it wasn't last year's Oklahoma team because those guys, but hey, I say that, look at that, 8-3 against the point spread this year. And in their 10 trips to Staples, 7-3 straight up, 6-4 against the number. And they're playing double headers here. So they got the Lakers on deck again. And here's an interesting stat. Any NBA home team, home favorite of 9.5 to 12, 10-5 to the over, 12-3 straight up, with 9-6 against the number. And looking at the last 10 meetings, 7-3 and 5-5. And the calculator has the Lakers winning by 13. I do like OKC here tonight, though. Without no Anthony Davis, is Horford playing tonight? I'm seeing he's out. I'm seeing Horford out, but maybe you guys can tell me different. Actually, sorry, he is in. Al Horford is in. I'm seeing that he's playing. Actually, yeah, he's playing. Yeah, I like OKC also. Give me 10 points. It is LeBron. I know. That's why sometimes the uncomfortable pick, right? Sometimes you got to take a play. But look at OKC against. See, there's certain times when teams play the alphas, and you're playing defending NBA champions here. If you don't get you don't get pumped up for this game, you're playing against the Lakers. Normally, when OKC is playing the A-type team, so teams above 60% in the standings, 3-2 straight up, 4-1 against the number. So give me OKC here tonight. All right, hockey guys, here we go. Time to go top shelf here with the NHL. Lovely boy that locked the Hornets as my dog. And post your top plays, guys. I'll post some of my plays here in just a few minutes. But give us your plays. Tell us who you like. Now let's go to the Sens. Just like the Timberwolves, the Ottawa Senators, there'll be a quick roundup here, right? The Sens are just they just wish they could play the Habs and the Leafs every game. But Edmonton, they need this. They're not doing really well. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They're coming off a loss in their last game against Calgary, 6-4, and then they beat up on the Sens 4-2 and 8-5. This 8-5 wasn't even close. But Ottawa coming off two really good games against the Habs. They lost 2-1 in a close one, and then 3-2 they beat them. And then we know what happened with the Oilers. Edmonton, here's the play, guys. I think Edmonton is all right, Mr. Raymond. I'll be back tomorrow to talk about this, especially I saw the under total. Right on, BB. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Every day, guys, 2 to 3. The daily stream, we'll do this every day. And then on weekends, 11 to noon, is we'll break down the games, and then we'll get some consensus building here. This play here is not even the Edmonton all day, but I'm not laying. What's the price here? 185. I don't know if I'd lay 185. You probably have to talk me into it, but Connor McDavid, right? Edmonton wins. Teams don't have to be perfect for 82 games, but they have spots where they don't care. Super Bowl party last night. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for all the work. You're welcome, BB. Open up YouTube videos for comments so we can thank you on the regular. They are open. If you go to the comments, they are open. I took them down because of those friggin' mail order brides. I have no intention of buying any mail order brides. So I just that's why I closed those comments for a bit. But the comments are there. And again, I don't I don't take down the comments because I don't care what people, if people want to rip me, I don't care about that. I coach football. I get ripped all the time, but so don't worry about it. If you guys, if you want to put comments, go ahead and good or bad or feedback. I always want feedback, right? If you're not taking feedback from the people who visit your site or your customers, then you're not doing your job. And I always want to listen to everybody's feedback because, hey, we all want to get better, right? And that's how you get better is you take people's feedback. All right, let's go to the next game. The Sens Islanders. This is the game of the night right here. Edmonton -1.5. You know what? The thing with the 1.5 line, it's a favorite. The favorites are winning at a high pace, 70% this year in NHL. If I take a favorite of 1.5, it would probably have to be at home because Edmonton's not at home. That they're gonna give a the old college try, right? So no, I don't like the 1.5. But if you do like Edmonton and you don't want to really say if you put them in a 2-team parlay, I'd put them in with let me see here. And I'll get to this in a second, but just for shirts and giggles, I like the Rangers. Maybe Toronto, right? Edmonton and Toronto, maybe a 2-teamer right there. If somebody asked me if I played parlays, if I did play a parlay on the night, I didn't like the side, and depending what the SBI is at the time of year, maybe you want to go a 2-teamer, but I wouldn't go crazy on it. Islanders doing. You know what? I like the Rangers here. I think the Rangers are in a good spot. You look at the starting goalie tonight. Islanders don't do good. The Islanders don't do well on the road. They've done well at home, but they're still like 0-6 on the road. I think, right? 1-6. They've got one road victory, where the Rangers are 3-3 at home, coming off a big win over the Capitals in their last game. And then they played the Penguin stuff. Look at that, 3-1, 5-4. I think the Islanders the play here tonight, guys. And looking at these, the thing with these New York series, they're very emotional, right? Is the Battle of New York. It's too bad there's no fans, but the Rangers 6-4 in the last 10 against the Islanders. And looking at the starting goalies tonight, let me check here. Let me get the starting goalies. So it looks like Varlamov's going to go and Georgiev for the Rangers. But I do like the Rangers here tonight, guys. I think New York is the play. Where are you from? Where am I from, Steve? I'm from Ottawa. Where are you from? Yeah, I'm from Ottawa. Where are you from? All right, let's take a look at the Rangers. So 4-6 in the last 10. Both teams are 4-6. Obviously, there's no value on any of these teams here tonight. The chance of winning does go to the Islanders, 63%. Kogo is at 60%. Rangers on a 2-game win streak right now. But the thing with the Islanders, they can't score. They can't score any goals. Go look at their last 3 games right here. 1-2, averaging 3 point goals, 2.8 in the last 5. Giving up 3.3. The Rangers starting to turn it around a bit. They're scoring more goals. They're getting the defense has always been good for the Rangers, right? If you recall the first game of the year, it was 4-0 Islanders, and then the Rangers came back and put it to them 5-0. I think we'll see a good game tonight, but maybe this is a third period game. This will be one of the third period. It might go to overtime, but I do like the Rangers. Michigan, nice. New York City, Queens, cool. Yeah, Queens. That's close to Aqueduct Park, the racetrack. Carolina to win. I saw Carolina starting a backup goalie tonight. I don't know what's up with Mrazek. I'm gonna have to. I'm from Switzerland. Wow. Hey, you know what? The junior hockey team in Switzerland, Sam. Every time they play Team Canada, it's always a battle. If there's always one team I look to play, I think the Swiss always give the junior Canadian team more than they can handle. London, Ontario, go Beefeaters, Jordan, or the Western Mustangs. When I was at Ottawa U, we used to play the Mustangs. Greg Marshall, good friend of mine. Yeah, great coach. Good coach there, Western. Regina, yeah. Well, what's the weather in Regina right now, Chad? Like minus 100 or what? Last 7 teams that lost the coin toss lost the Super Bowl. Is that true? That's funny. Lost the Super Bowl. Yep, by JFK, Steve Robinson with New York City. Yeah, JFK. Okay, yeah. You know what? Once COVID is done, me and my wife plan to go back to Boston and New York, do a little bit of a week, and I always go to the racetrack. It's too bad Boston doesn't have their horse racing track anymore, but I want to go to Aqueducts, and we got to you got to Saratoga in the summer, right? Gotta love the Mustang football. You know what? Mustang and the what is the team in Hamilton there, McMaster. If you guys watch Canadian University football, Mustang, obviously Laval is, that's Laval's our Ohio State or our Alabama. And then you got Western and McMaster who always do well, right? I'm not subscribed, but I subscribe to no one. I just wanted to say thank you for the daily videos. Go Raps, go Leafs. Hey, thanks, Martin. Appreciate that. And you don't need to be a subscriber to ATS. As long as you do visit the site, go to the free reports, and these videos. This is what as long as we're getting a consensus going and we got a community going. And I'm looking forward to baseball. Baseball is going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's go back to hockey here. Carolina, Columbus. Now, looking at the lineup here tonight, it looks like Alex Nedeljkov. Alex Nedeljkovic will be in nets for Carolina. I don't know what's going on with Mrazek. Oh, Mrazek's out. Let me see. What has he got? His thumb. So he must have did something to his thumb. All right. Because, I watched him a lot when he played here with the Ottawa 67s. Great goaltender. So you got a backup goalie tonight. I like Columbus. Columbus is, coming off that overtime loss, or was it a shootout loss? I can't remember. Or maybe it was regular season. No, it was regular time. It was 6-5, right? Yesterday. It was a 6-5 loss for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now right back at it tonight against Carolina. I like Columbus tonight. I think Columbus, you're getting value. Looking at the line here, I had plus 124. You're getting 115, so a bit undervalued, but 177. I think Carolina 135. I think they're a great team. I have them to go to Stanley Cup. I got a futures ticket on them, but I think the play here tonight is Columbus. The over? Yeah, you know what, Ninox? I had the under yesterday because look at the history between the Canes and the Blue Jackets. 2-7-1 to the over. It was like 1-9-1 or 1-8-1 yesterday. And then, you get friggin' 11 goals in one game, right? And the thing is, every time normally, I'm a law of average guy. Anytime you get a game like yesterday, watch tonight. You'll be like 2-1, right? Because now the teams, the coaches, they know, they know who's on their line. And probably Tortorella is going to line match against Brindamore. So you might get line matching. And anytime you get line matching, and then, if they put their checking line on the top line, Aho's line, then it might happen, right? Astrology on Twitter. All right, over. So I'm on Columbus here tonight, guys. I like Columbus. I think Columbus is the play. All right, Toronto. I think we should just pass Toronto, eh? We should just go right to the next game. What do you think, Leaf fans? I'm always going to razz the Leaf guys here, right? Being an Ottawa guy. Toronto fans, they think they're going to the Stanley Cup. But hey, you know what? This Toronto team is a fun team to watch, especially on the power play. I'll give them that. Minus 200 tonight. I'll tell you one thing. Vancouver can't wait to freaking get out of Dodge and stop facing the Leafs and the Habs because they're just getting freaking cranked every time they play them. Another loss, 5-1 on Saturday night. This is the third game in a row they're playing the Leafs. Travis Green just probably can't wait to get out of the big smoke there in Toronto. I like Toronto here. I think Toronto gets the job done. It's just, Vancouver hasn't played a really good game yet. Like when you look at Vancouver, 5-1, 7-3, 5-3, 6-2, 4-1 against the Jets. Okay, they had a good game right there. And then the Senators, those games, I shouldn't even talk about those games. 5-2, then 7-3. So Vancouver, and the thing with the Canucks, like there's talent there. Bo Harvard, where's he been lately? Let me look at Bo Harvard. 0 points, 1 point. He's got 1 point in 4 games. You got to get your captain going here. If you're a Vancouver guy, you're gonna start putting Bo Harvard pictures on milk boxes soon. There, just find him out where he's at. Toronto to win in overtime. They're my choice. Win at least. I kind of like Nashville. Yeah, you know what? Nashville. Let's go to Nashville. Toronto's that's Toronto's the play here tonight. Nashville's my upset special tonight. I do like the Preds here tonight. That's my my underdog play. That's it'll be one of my premium picks. Minus 161 for the line here, and then 5.5 is the over under. 3.48, 2.65 on the computer. But you know what? Nashville's the play. Look at Tampa Bay. 6-0 at home, 1-2 on the road. Who do they play on the road though? Sometimes you got to be careful, right? They played the Hurricanes 1-0. The Blue Jackets 5-2. They lost, and then they beat them 3-2. Tough to win on the road, right? In any league. But Nashville 2-1 against the Panthers. And the Panthers, remember I said, watch out, this team, 1-goal game. That's all they do is 1-goal games, the Panthers. And sure enough, Detroit, hand them their sandwich, hand them their lunch yesterday, right? Gave them a ham sandwich. 2-1, 6-5. I like Nashville here tonight. Yeah, it's I wouldn't go crazy on it, but I do like Nashville here tonight. And they're 6-4 in the last 10 meetings against the Lightning. So losing Nets, and tonight they're starting McElhaney, I think, for the Lightning tonight. So got to give Vazzy a little bit of a break here. The guy's playing every game. UC Cerro started tonight for Nashville. So give me the Give me Nashville tonight here, guys. Plus what? Plus 140. So I do like them. Baseball starting in about pitchers and catchers will report what, the 25th of February. So you'll have preseason baseball, and hopefully, they're talking about pushing the baseball back a month. But I'm hoping, first week of April, last week of March, maybe we have baseball. I don't think the schedule's out yet. They're probably because of COVID waiting to see. But I hope baseball stays on time. Give us a hockey parlay. I just did Toronto, Edmonton, and Toronto. There's your hockey parlay. And if you want to, that's a low risk. You want a high risk parlay. I would take Nashville and Columbus. Nashville, Columbus on a 2-teamer. That'd be a nice little payout right there. Said Edmonton. Jordan McKinnon said earlier he's Edmonton and Rangers. Yeah, you know what? I like that. Edmonton Rangers. You got a high risk, a low risk with the Edmonton, and a medium risk with the Rangers. But and the final game of the night, you got the Phoenix, Arizona, whatever they're called these days, the Coyotes against the Blues. The old Kill Center, right? Everybody knows the old Kill Center. Maybe it's still called that. I don't know. 156 is the line on St. Louis. Now, St. Louis, loser of 2 straight. And who's between the pipes here tonight? Binnington against Darcy Kuemper. Kemper's been good. He's been, 3-5 on the year, but he's been, I thought he's been pretty solid in some of his games that I watched him. Goals against average last couple of games, 208, 243. So on the season, he's what? 2.46 goals against average. And, the Coyotes playing some really good hockey. Let me see here. 5-5 last 10. 2-3 on the road, where St. Louis 3-4. See, St. Louis is good on the road, 4-1, but at home they need this win tonight to get back to 500. But they haven't done well against Arizona. 3-7 the last 10, 4-6 to the under. But I will have a small lean to Arizona, St. Louis tonight. I think the Blues here tonight gets the job done. Hey guys, also check out hockeypicks.com. If you I'll put it down here in the chat. This here, it's a good site. You go there, you make your picks. It's like Twitter, and follow some of the top pickers. There's Proline, there's Tyler, there's Musco. You got to look at Musco. This he's the top leader over there. Hope they hit the overs this time. You got the over in that game? All right, guys. Before I go, anything to you want me to take a quick peek at before? You know what? Let's take a look at the 80% club before we go. Sometimes there's some good stats in here. Let's take an NBA and then we'll go NHL and then we'll wrap it up. All right, let's go to start from the bottom. What's that Drake song? Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Let's go from the bottom. So let's take a look right here. Denver at home last 2 years when they lost last game by 5 points or more, 12-3 straight up, 9-6 to the over, 10-5 against the point spread. Denver, same thing. Lakers, nothing really. Milwaukee in the last 3 years coming off an under, and they won last game by 25 points or less in a 4-1 cycle, 11-2. Cleveland this season coming off an under, 11-2 to the under. Chicago last 5 years coming off an under, won last game by 26 points or less, 1-2 in the last 3, 90% to the under. Nothing really there. Washington as a road team after a division game last 3 years, 15-3-1 to the over. Yeah, the thing is, anytime you got Bradley Beal in the lineup, you can go over anytime, right? Memphis as a home dog versus Atlantic Division opponent on 1 day's rest, 12-3 to the over. Interesting stat right there. Milwaukee 9-2 as a favorite on 1 day's rest on Monday, coming off an under. Nothing really here. All right, let's take a look at NHL. Yeah, I'll take a look at that before I go, Lee. All right, let's go back to the bottom here. Oh, Columbus. If you like Columbus on the puck line, somebody asked me earlier the puck line. Look at this. Columbus as a home underdog the last 2 years when they're 1-2 in their last 3 games, 11-0 to the puck line. So if you like Columbus on the puck line tonight, guys, and put them in with another, like say if you take Columbus plus 1.5 and you put them with, say, the Rangers, that'd be a nice little payout right there. St. Louis 8-2 on Monday as a home favorite during the month of February. Toronto Toronto, the last 2 years during the month of February, coming off a home win as a favorite, 11-2 to the over. And so a lot of stats here today. Ottawa normally does well as a home underdog. I wouldn't play Edmonton on the puck line. I'll tell you that. Ottawa, you just never know what Ottawa, right? All right, so NBA. Yeah, you're welcome, Nenix. All right, so NBA, what I'm looking at right now, guys, is I'm looking at Chicago. I do like Chicago right now. I'm looking at OKC and Milwaukee. Those are probably my top 3 plays for tonight. Those are the 3 that I'm going for. And in hockey, for the NHL, Nashville. I like Nashville tonight. I like the Rangers. Those are 2 right now that I'm probably going to play. Any other questions, guys, before I go? Don't forget, streetcatcher.com. Put in 1 pick a day at streetcatcher.com. And the leader, I think the leader's at 5 wins now. So streetcatcher.com. And put in your 1 play a day. Yeah, Street Catcher is a good site. This way we catch all the people streaking there from old school. All right, Isaiah, have a good night, buddy. All right, guys, that's it for me. And hopefully you guys will be back tomorrow. And have a great night. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back shortly with another Rain Report.